Becoming more articulate is definitely, I would say, that's the primary array of weapons.
Men need to be more dangerous in today's day and age. And no, this is not about toxic masculinity. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. We are here with the information on how men can become more dangerous in today's day and age. Let's see what we have for you. This video majorly revolves around the most important research of Jordan Peterson. Jordan Brent Peterson, a Canadian psychologist, author, and media commentator, was born on June 12, 1962. He gained widespread attention in the late 2010s due to his conservative views on cultural and political issues. Peterson has identified as both a traditionalist and a traditionalist British liberal. During a podcast with Jordan Peterson, he was asked,
"You said that a harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control. How should people become more dangerous?"
To which he replied,
Becoming more articulate is definitely, I would say, that's the primary array of weapons. So, physical prowess is something, and it's not nothing, that physical confidence that comes along with that as well. The same thing replicated at the level of the ability to communicate and to think, and that's way broader field of battle and opportunity.
He continued,
Because they're less obedient, partly because they're less agreeable. That's particularly true for disagreeable boys. And agreeable boys get higher grades independent of their IQ and their academic achievement.
Peterson became very famous over time, and therefore he has been followed by many people, especially by men of younger age. So here, we'll be seeing into what is toxic masculinity and what is being dangerous. Men are frequently characterized by these antiquated and unfounded stereotypes, which lead to an unhealthy and erroneous understanding of what it means to be a man in today's society. From being emotionless and power-hungry to narcissistic and violent, it can be problematic and harmful to assume that men should serve as protectors, breadwinners, or leaders, or to associate men with rage, selfishness, and aggression. Boys and men are taught to believe falsely or to try to live up to them when those beliefs are founded on unproven biases that we as individuals and as a society perpetuate. As a result, they end up hurting themselves and others because many men believe they must overcompensate or behave in a certain way to meet their conventional standards. Fragile masculinity, a term used to describe the unrealistic cultural standards placed on men, exists despite the fact that we are all only human. No matter our gender, humans have a mixture of masculine and feminine characteristics. Every member of society is negatively impacted by traditional societal views of masculinity. Our society needs to understand that being a man does not require a preference for either sports or women. You can still be a strong man and cry or show weakness. Being a successful man does not require you to get married or work in the C-suite. Just like career and lifestyle decisions, sexual preferences and gender identities do not detract from your masculinity. Masculinity becomes fragile through its rigidity when it cannot afford to hold the panoply of gender expressions, sexual cultural orientations, or feminine strength intrinsic to any pluralistic society, that it must lash out or risk crumbling under the weight of its own culturally constituted expectations, says East. Whatever the cause, the response is almost always a form of violence. Sometimes this violence is outwardly expressed through physical dominance or aggression. Other times it's inwardly expressed through depression, addiction, or suicide, East writes. In Peterson's opinion, like everyone else, he says that the majority of us want to be well-liked by others, and being agreeable is one of the simplest ways to win people over. This entails keeping your mouth shut when things go your way. We are frequently trained to be accommodating, and doing so is rewarded. Your siblings had to like me in order to avoid incurring the wrath of my parents, who might adore me any chance of you having a significant amount of assertiveness at a young age was destroyed by the amount of influence you had on your family. For this reason, you frequently delegated conflict resolution to your older siblings or parents rather than handling it yourself. This frequently allowed you to complete the task without having to use your hands. Because of how you interacted with your family, using harmlessness produced better results with less effort than using individual assertiveness. As a result, you developed the habit of sticking with what was effective and unintentionally carried this mentality into adulthood. You can say that your harmlessness did help you in some way now that you're on your own. Rarely did you meet someone who didn't like you. This was primarily due to the fact that you chose to avoid confrontation because you were too lazy to get involved. Your innocence has also caused you to be a little bit more grateful. The idea of living alone was more of a daily struggle than a chance for personal development. As a result, you frequently showed a level of gratitude that was a little uncomfortable whenever something went better than expected. This was especially strange because the reason for the better result was that other people were trying to be kind to you. Being harmless can win you friends, but it won't earn you respect from others. I've learned that as a man, being nice shouldn't be your top priority. Being a good person is something we should all strive to be. It should come naturally to us. In addition, we shouldn't compare ourselves to all the horrible people who are incapable of even acting decently and compare ourselves to them. We are superior to that, believing such men. On the other hand, a man who is actively seeking something greater is a far more captivating person. Being driven to consistently improve oneself is a quality that most people will find appealing. A man who is motivated has the potential to grow bold, strong, and even dangerous. Well, it's not such a bad thing. Although strong and dangerous men are the main characters in popular female fantasies, women are actually more interested in the process of taming them. The core of such fantasies is not the pursuit of love, but rather the tension that arises between the woman's attempt to make the man harmless in her presence and his ability to continue being dangerous by following his path. But this quality shouldn't be praised as the main requirement for developing male masculinity. Instead, it is preferable to maintain the prominence of strength and confidence while allowing enough room for sensitivity to temper these traits as needed. With great power comes great responsibility. We tend to forget that this only applies to people who already have power, because this saying has been repeated and celebrated so often. It serves no purpose to be cautious if you lack the ability to affect real change. Because of this, I urge you to do the opposite. In keeping with Jordan Peterson's advice, with great responsibility comes power. We can only learn the value of accepting responsibility for ourselves by being willing to acknowledge our flaws and shortcomings. A harmless, oversensitive man makes as much sense as a barren area of land surrounded by spotless white fences. Leave harmlessness behind and take the road to improvement. Take charge, be dangerous, and learn to be assertive and articulate. Then, you should be concerned with being cautious. And this is it for today, guys. What are your thoughts on today's video? Share with us in the comments below. Also, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you don't miss any of the latest updates. If you liked the video, consider watching some of our other videos seen on the screen. Thanks for watching.